All right, guys, you thinking about getting that Florida pool? Today, I'm going to go over all the costs associated with yours truly and my pool.
You better get fired up.
All right, happy Friday. Welcome to the show. Guys, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, number one, thank you for watching. I appreciate you joining in. Number two, if you've got any comments, questions, anything like that you want to add, just go down to the comments section. I'm watching throughout the show, and I will absolutely get back to any of the comments that you've got. I wanted to share my point of view on my personal pool. My numbers obviously aren't going to match the numbers of, other pools, depending upon different things, but I want to share as much as possible just because I know there's a lot of people out there who are considering it, but they want to know if they're a numeric person, if they're a data-driven person, they want to know what the costs they can expect are going to look like, right? So here's one guy's costs. I'll tell you as a realtor, I've seen a lot of people putting in pools on their homes. I would say some of the more affordable pools that I'm seeing right now, they're starting out in the low to mid 50s. You used to be able to get them in the 30s and 40s pretty easily. Maybe you still can, but it's hard to find. I'll also tell you that if you're looking on the lower end of the spectrum price-wise, I hear a lot of horror stories, right? There's some great local pool companies that personally, if I were to build, I would stick with no matter what. Just because of the quality, because when I see them make mistakes, they come back, they fix them right away, they fix them perfectly, they follow up, they got great customer service. They're just awesome, and they got great products that they use as well, right? So to me, it's worth the extra $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to get a high-quality pool that I know I'm not going to have any issues with. So for me, I would want to use A&G pools. I think they're by far the best. They've got the best reputation locally. I've been in on a lot of transactions with A&G pools. I've had a lot of clients use them. I've had zero issues ever. I would say Pools by Greg is another top-end quality pool company that I haven't heard a lot of issues with, if any, honestly. Just phenomenal reputation. They do a great job. Those are the only two. Every other pool company that I've heard of has had some pretty major problems, right? So be very careful with that. I would say your typical pool is going to run about $75,000 to $85,000, right? Obviously, if you want all the bells and whistles, it's easily going to crack into the six figures. And if you want to stay in the lower end, of course, you can get in the low to mid 50s, right? But you're looking at about 75 to 85 for your typical average pool. So I don't even want to get into screens because honestly, 2-3 years ago, I was saying it was about 15, 18 grand. I've heard people saying that it's as high as 25 to 35,000 now. I'm not sure. I haven't seen screen numbers in quite a while. So that's something you'd want to take into consideration. Just haven't seen those numbers here lately. I have a pool company that comes out. They vacuum my pool. They take care of all the chemicals. They clean it once a week, everything else. They're probably out here for 15, 20 minutes. And then my pool is always crystal clear. I never do a thing to it, honestly. My guy costs $110 a month. I ask around, and typically what I'm seeing is about 80. It's tough to find someone for 80, but they're out there, $80 to $120 a month. Now, you might get a little bit more for $120 a month than you would at 80 a month. Not sure, you need to ask, but if you want your pool maintained, you don't want to do anything with it, you're looking at $100 a month, give or take $10, $20. A salinator. So I've got a salt pool. Just got a brand new salinator about a year ago. I think that's what they're called. And it cost me 13 something. Let's just say $1,400, right? And I was told that that would last me 4 to 5 years. So let's just say 5 years at $1,400. That's $280 a year for a salinator. Okay. So you're looking at a little more than $20 a month to have a salt pool. I love my salt pool. It's good on my skin. I never have dry skin. It feels better. I just like it. I think most people do. Got a heater. Just got my heater replaced maybe 6 months ago. And I'll tell you, I keep my pool at 93 degrees. I keep it warm, man. I'm going to get teased about this. But I would say that my typical electric bill was maybe $200 a month more expensive to keep my pool at 93 degrees. And now it's about 75 to $100 more now that I got a new heater, right? So drastic change, saving me about $1,000 a year in added costs. Well worth it to get it in there. And typically The quotes I was given was somewhere in the $5,500 to $6,500 range. I think you could get it cheaper than 5,500, but is it going to be quite the quality? Is it going to be the company? Is it going to be the reputation? I don't know. But I think mine cost me like $6,100, $6,200, something like that. It's got a 10-year warranty. They're usually going to last you 12 to 15 years. So let's just say 12 years, and let's say $6,000. That I can do that math. That's $500 a year, right? So $500 a year. So let's add all of this up. Okay. You've got the cost of the pool probably in that 75 to 85 range if you're going with an average pool. Of course, you can get down to the 50s. Of course, you can go into the six figures, but 75 to 80, 85 grand. If you're having it cleaned, which you can do this self, if you do it yourself, you're probably looking at 20 to 40 bucks a month in chemicals and different supplies and stuff like that. If you're getting it paid for, let's just say it's going to be $100, give or take a month, right? A salinator, I said, was roughly $1,400. It should last me 5 years. That's $280. Let me get my magical calculator out here. There's nothing magical about it. 1,400 divided by 5 divided by 12. That's $23 a month plus the 100 for getting it cleaned. We're up to $123 a month on average. Let's say I need a $6,000 heater every 12 years. That's $500 a year. Divided by 12 months is $42 plus the $123 we're already at. So we're at $165 a month. And then if you're crazy like me and you keep your pool at 93 degrees, it may cost you an extra $75 to $100, right? So let's tack on 80. So I'm looking at $245 a month to have a pool, right? So for me, we don't go to eat nearly as much. We don't go out and do a lot of things, honestly, as much because we spend a lot of time in that pool, especially on the weekends, late nights on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You had a long day, whatever it is. It's really nice to just grab a glass of wine, turn some soft music on, and sit out in the pool with the kids and just relax, right? Just chill. Kids can do their thing, have fun, be kids. I can relax with my wife. So in all honesty, $245 sounds like a pretty good chunk of change. But when it's saving me, I mean, if I go to a restaurant right now, it's easily $100, $150, right? If I'm saving myself from going out twice a month, that pool is free. And I guarantee, looking at how often we used to go to restaurants versus now, I guarantee it's saving us that. So it really is a question too. If you're looking at it from a monetary standpoint of how much of your expenses is having a pool going to substitute, right? If it's nothing and you're going to have the same life, well, then it's an added, whatever I just said, $245 a month. But if it's going to take you away from other things that you would otherwise be spending your money on, and now you're staying home and you're enjoying that pool, it might end up being a wash or even saving you money, right? It really depends on the lifestyle choices you make. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Again, if you've got any questions, additions, if you want to put your pool costs down in the comments just to show how they're different, certainly feel free to do so. But either way, have a fantastic weekend. You guys take care.